Okay, so here I am, the Llaca Glacier. Got my drone. Okay, here I am in the Blanca, Peru, where I'll be doing a differential GPS survey. And the first step in doing a differential GPS survey is you have to set up the base station. What the base station does is it locates a point, a specific point on the ground to where you know where that is exactly. The components of the base station consist of the antenna, the tripod, the placard, and then inside this rock shelter, we have the actual Net R9 logger, and it logs the location of that specific point. We have it connected with a wire to the antenna, and then we have it also connected to a power source. So we let that go for 3 days usually, is how long you want to go, or as long as you can let it go. And so the more you let it go, the more accurate that your point will be. In setting up your base station, you want it to make as level as possible. So we have a leveler right here on the inside. And we also have a scope, a periscope that shoots down to where this exact spot is located. And so when you're setting it up, you want to make it as precise as possible. And then what we'll do next is we'll take another antenna, another GPS antenna, and we'll go up above this cliff over here, up onto the glacier, and set more of these yellow points along the glacier on flat surfaces. And we'll use a separate antenna to mark those locations. And then I will take a drone and fly over those points, conducting a photogrammetry survey, taking multiple pictures. And then I will string those pictures together, and using this point and the other points over there, I will correct for exact location. Okay, so here we are at the Llaca Glacier, and we are conducting our rover section of our GPS survey, our differential GPS survey. Our first point is down there where the backpacks are. I don't know if you can see. And so in doing this, we have our TopCon rover, which connects to the satellites in the sky, and we let it go for about 2 to 3 minutes to where we know where this point, this yellow placard is. This is the second placard, the first one is down there. We also have a handheld GPS to remember where we put these placards, and the GPS is doing a waypoint averaging, so it's more precise than just setting a waypoint. After we set all these points up all throughout this rock glacier up here, we're going to fly the drone. Okay, so here we are at the beginning of the glacial tongue of the Llaca Glacier in Peru. And we just surveyed our last point. We have 21 points and then one base station, so 22 points in total. As you can see, the lake that we started at is all the way down there. And we kind of snaked our way up, setting points along each side and making sure we get a good consensus of the glacier. So the next step to do is to fly the drone probably maybe 20 yards from where I am now. That's probably the extent of where I'm going to fly it. And then I've got to watch out for these moraines here. I'm going to watch out for rocks falling, as well as the drone hitting the side of the walls or the moraines. Once we do that, we pick up these points, all of these yellow placards that are scattered along, and I got them all listed on my handheld GPS. Yep, on to the next step. Okay, so this is the drone I'll be using. It's a DJI Phantom 4. So here is the drone. So what I'll be doing is using an angle of 90 degrees, and I'll be flying a double grid pattern, basically a lawnmower of the sky. And so in this backpack, I have multiple batteries, I have multiple rotors, and I also have the controller. And so when I conduct this, I use my phone and I use an app called Pix4D Capture Pro, and I connect it to the controller, which loads the mission to the drone, and then it flies the pattern that I want it to fly. I then string multiple missions, as they call it, which is just sectors of what I've taken pictures of, basically mapped. I string them together in Pix4D Mapper. As you can see, I have multiple batteries that are fully charged, 17 in total. Flight area that I'm doing is about 0.2 kilometers, but it's at 4,500 meters. So your batteries run out quick. That's why you need a lot. Okay, so here I am, the Llaca Glacier. Got my drone. Remove the gimbal protector. Find a nice flat spot. And then here, I use my phone to do the mapping. I first have to connect to the drone. With that, I need the phone cable. And then using DJI Go, connect to the drone. So turn on the drone. There it goes, it's starting up. It's connected. There it is, the camera's working. So once I'm connected into here, I go into DJI or Pix4D Capture, and then I can create a new mission. So let's just put it over here by the lake, and then you choose your flight area. So I need to calibrate the compass. Turn it 360 degrees. And I can go back into here. It's connected. I have my flight area, which is just over the lake. If you can see, that whole entire glacier is covered along with the lake. I want to do a single grid. I want it at 100 meters. Start the mission. It's uploading to the drone. Camera, flight mission. So now it's gonna go up to altitude height, which is 100 meters. And then it's gonna go over to my mapped area, and it's gonna fly my mapped area. My mapped area is just over the lake, as you can see on my phone. Here's the lake. Llaca Laguna. There's the lake over there. The one thing when you're doing this type of survey is you always want to look at it, always eyes on. Because if that thing goes down, you want to know where it is. So it's good to have somebody over there with a walkie-talkie. So now it's mapping. So now I can see onto here. I can see what it's mapping. And I can see where it is. It's flying like a lawnmower, taking many pictures. When you do this, you want to fly very slow because you don't want a lot of distance in between your pictures. You want your pictures to overlap, and you also want your lawnmower sides to overlap as well. You can see right here, each white dot is a picture. Each dot is a picture. So it's along there. At this altitude, you want many batteries because the motors are spinning at max RPM. Because it's very high, the air is very thin. Today we're just doing a practice round. Tomorrow we'll be mapping that glacier over there. You can see the glacial tongue, and this is the pro-glacial lake. We're now standing on the glacial dam to prevent loss. Separate. So now you can see it's almost done. It's 500 meters away from us. It's moving at 8.3 meters per second. It's 100 meters in the air with an angle of 90 degrees. Mission completed, so now it's coming back. So Now, once it's completed, it's hovering. So I can go over here and I can click the return home button. So now it's going home. There's us. Can wave. Normally it would land itself, but I'm gonna land it. All right, here we are.